What up, YouTube? G-Friendly here once again, and today is gonna be like another nostalgia-inspired video. You know, it's because I was doing a little cleaning in my closet, and I haven't been in that motherfucker in so long. And what I came across, kind of put me in a mind state of nostalgia, so I had to talk about it. I had to bring a video about it. But before I get to my main topic, I just want to show you guys some shit like this. Mortal Kombat for Sega. You know, back when I was a young ass little kid, this is what we had back then, right here. You know, before all the PlayStations and shit, before all the CDs and shit, you know, we had that shit. And it's funny, back when these type of games will fuck up and shit, we had to, I remember as a kid, we having to blow in the cartridges and shit to make it work. You know, something else I found even older, Nintendo Super Mario 3. You know, that definitely brought back some memories playing that. I was very young when that shit was playing that shit. You know, me and my older brother, you know, we spent countless hours playing that shit. And I remember that was our very first system we ever bought was a Nintendo. Then we moved up to Sega, you know, and so on and so forth. And something else I found that also brought back a lot of memories. My very first Game Boy. My very first Game Boy. So many memories that came along with that shit. My very first Game Boy. The very first game I ever bought was Pokemon Red version. And I remember playing countless hours on that shit as well, you know. Like I said, that was old school gaming. I know I sound old right now, and like I said, that was old school gaming, and those were some of my best childhood memories on those systems was the Nintendo, the Sega, the Game Boy. Those are my favorite memories. But, you know, speaking of that, that leads me into today's topic of one of the greatest systems ever to exist, to me, you know. One of the greatest classic systems, you know. And that is the Sega Dreamcast. You know, I would bring out my Sega Dreamcast, but it's somewhere deep in the closet and I haven't got completely done cleaning it yet, so I still gotta find it. But like I said, the Sega Dreamcast was a very underrated system. You know, like I said, for its time, it was great. You know, it's what started all of this online play. It was one of the first systems like with online capabilities and shit. Cause I remember plugging my little phone cord up into the back of the system, you know, and like I said, that was one of the first by far, and graphics wise too. It had fantastic graphics for its time. And I still remember all the games I used to play. One of my favorite games, even to this day, it still holds up. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Even till today, them two games still hold up and still very fun, you know. Sonic games now are shitty, but back then, Sonic was pretty damn good, you know. So, if I could go back, I would still go back and play those games if I could. Like I said, Sonic Adventure had a beautiful soundtrack. Still listen to the music from the soundtrack now in 2012. Just great storylines and shit. And I remember Super Sonic and all of that shit, you know. So like I said, Sega Dreamcast held a lot of great titles. I remember playing House of the Dead 2. I remember playing Crazy Taxi. And one of my other favorite games that me and the homies all used to play when we was little, Power Stone and Power Stone 2. One of my favorite games ever. Also, you know, it's not fun by yourself, but when you got all your homies around and all your siblings along and you all got 4 controllers and playing that shit, it was by far one of the funnest experiences I had when I was a kid, you know, was with the Sega Dreamcast, you know. And it's a shame that it didn't get its proper due, you know. Like I said, It was very underrated. It was before its time, you know. It was just before its time. If it had more time, and if PlayStation never came along and shit, you know, Sega Dreamcast could have did a lot of great things. I just feel like it ended before its time. But thinking about it now, you know, to me, G4 Elite, it was one of my all-time favorites. I got my most favorite memories with the Sega Dreamcast. So RIP to the Sega Dreamcast, you know, still got fond memories of it. And all the other classic systems that I used to love, my old Sega and all of that shit as well, you know. So anyways, G4 Elite here, signing out. Hit me down in the comments below and tell me, what was your very first gaming console, what was your very first gaming experience, and what was your favorite gaming experience? So hit me down in the comments below. G4 Elite here, signing out. Thank you for watching.